Okay, so as we pointed out that this morning we're starting off with a new topic over here, and a new section of the Gemara that we're going to do for a couple of days, a short couple of days, but a couple of days nonetheless. So let's jump into the Gemara, and then we'll start off with the sugya. So the Gemara wants to say that the machlokas in our Mishnah, which you haven't dealt with all that much between Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Yoshua, might be based on the concepts of Bari V'Shem Bari versus Ukamamona, the Chesed to claim Misheiros Tani and Nasti, and she gets her full ksuba. So the Gemara suggests that because she has a Bari, Misheiros Tani and Nasti, so she wins her money. Rabbi Shua says, Lo Mipiu Anu Chayim, but she's Bechezkas Bulat Shaloti Saris Veta also, and that's because he holds that the Baal has a Chezkas Mamon, and the Isha's Bari is not Nemenes against the Baal. So the Gemara points out that comparison doesn't really totally hold water. Even though the Gemara suggests that maybe that's the pshat, and the Gemara says that excuse me, where are we? I, who by the case of Bari V'Shema hold that Ukim Amar B'Chezkas Mari, I could agree with Rabbi Gamliel that says in the case of the Ksuba, the Isha's Ne'emenes to collect her entire Ksuba. Because Ad can look at Rabbi Gamliel Hasam Elodika Migo. Rabbi Gamliel in the Mishnah is because there's a Migo. Again, we'll explain it all in a second, but that's because there's a Migo in that in that particular case. And Abel Hacha, my Migo. But in this case over here, there's no migo against the Shem over the Chazaka. A regular Bari doesn't win over a Chazaka. Migo can win over a Chazaka. The Gemara says, Inami, another pshat, and can look on Rabbi Gamliel Hasam, Eladarmina Ukma Chazaka. Rabbi Gamliel in the Mishnah once again says there's another issue, that she has a chazaka. So Rashi points out the chazaka there is, we know that he was chayv to give her iksuba. Hem et ishal cheskasa besula nolda v'hachashtuhu de'isnisa assume that change took place in the latest possible moment, so she's like chazaka, that the Rahman says, I'm going to apply the regular rule, Ukimamona Chezkas Mari, and Bari V'Shema, the Bari is not really other, and the person who's the Muchsek, he keeps all of his money. The Gemara goes on, let's say some other things. Now, the sugya over here is going to lead us to a couple of discussions that are necessary to be able to have. So first of all, the Gemara now just introduced in the Mishnah. Rabbi Gamliel in the Mishnah, right? Rabbi Gamliel in the Mishnah seems to believe that the ne'emanas of the Isha, the way the Gemara says, is one of two things. Right? She's ne'emanas of her Misheiros Tani or either because she had again, I'm assuming you all know the basics of what a migo is, but that would have been a better taina to give. Why? Because when she says mukas eight on a lopastanavsha me kahuna, she's not going to be passing herself minat kahuna by claiming that she was a noose, and a noose is a surah to her baila kohen. But like this, she would have been muteres, and she davka did claim a nasty. So that gives a certain degree of of credibility. Or her, now Rashi, in that second part of that Rashi, of course, is referring to the Mishnah on the top of Daf Yud Gimel, which you also had just read through your mind. I'm hoping you read when you were going through the Makom. Let's just take a look quickly at that Mishnah over there. The Mishnah speaks about the next. There's a couple of series of Mishnayos with Machlokas or Megamlir of Yoshua. So the next Mishnah says, "He omeres mukas eit ani." In other words, the Baal also has the taina that there was a pesach basula. She doesn't seem to be a regular basula, but she taina is mukas eit ani. I know you found something funny. It wasn't really normal, but that's because I was a mukas eit. Who omer loki ela drusas ish at, and he claims the husband says, I'm not paying you because you were I'm tiny, you were drusas ish. There was some form of bia that took place after the Erusin. The same thing. Rabbi Gula says she's ne'emenes. Rabbi Shua says lo mipi anochaim, she's not going to be relieved. So Rashi explains over here. He's getting involved in some, but we're just going to take what Rashi says at face value. And some of the other Rishonim quote some more of the details of the Sugya. We'll come to that when we come to that. But Rashi gets to explain the last part of the Rashi. She's believed because he boy Amra Mukas Eitz and Teftecha. She could have claimed that the Mukas Eitz took place after the Erusin. Islam and she deserves her full Masayim Zuz, a full regular normal ksuba. When Ka'amra Mukas Eitz Ani Kodim Lachain, when the girl tiny is, you're right, what you saw, but I was the Mukas Eitz, so I didn't trick you. I wasn't, again, fully physically similar to a regular basula, but in reality, I actually was still a basula. I never had bia before. I was just a mukas eitz from before. But in that case, Eila Elamana, she's only claiming or staking a claim to one maneh out of the Masayim for the ksuba, because Lamaisa, she wasn't a regular classic basula, and the husband has a legitimate notaina, but she doesn't forfeit everything in that case. So says Rashi, there's two different Migo. In our Mishnah, the Migo is when she says Misha Eres Tanina, and that's a better taina because she's not passing herself mina kahuna by saying that she was an anusa. An anusa is psula kahuna. In the Mishnah Daf Yud Gimel, she has a Migo when she says Mukas Eitz Ani before the Erusin took place. Like, you're right that there was something funny, but it wasn't what you thought it was. Believe when she says that, Migo, she could have claimed Lukas 8, she was a basula until the latest possible moment, and she deserves her full ksuba. Now, there's a couple of issues over here that we want to try to speak out in these sugya. We're going to try to do this part as a one-day, there's a one-day Indian over here. So question number one is going to be as follows. We want to know what exactly the ne'emanos of the Isha is to get her full ksuba here, according to Rabbi Gamliel. On the one hand, right, we might be able to read the Gemara. The Gemara says, Rabbi Gamliel holds meant to it, that there's a Migo, and the Migo wins. We're not at all discussing of a bari b'shema, which is other if she has a taina. The single reason why Isha's ne'emen is because of her Migo. Believe when she said Isha's taina and esti Migo, she could have said Mukas Eitz Ani, or according to the second pshat, she has a chazaka. The chazaka, the chezkas aguf is what wins the money. But perhaps what the Gemara is, we see that there's some degree of a combination. Okay, one second.
Okay, this is the version that works now. I muted myself. I put the volume off my computer. Now you can hear me now?
Yes, yeah.
Shake your heads if, is this better?
Yes.
Okay, hope that's true. Okay, so let me quickly just to say over what we said. I'm not sure where we heard or not, so I'm going to try to leave out all the long-winded sentences, but you just cut to the chase. There's two ways of understanding here what the Gemara had said. One way is to understand that the Gemara is telling me that the only reason why the girl is an emenes to get her ksub is because she has a migo, or according to the second pshat, she has a chazaka. But according to that teretz of the Gemara, right, what could be happening over here is that the Gemara is basically saying that, yeah, according to the Mishnah, that this has nothing to do with the sugya of bari v'shema bari adif. The ne'amanis of the isha is because of migo. The ne'amanis of the isha is because of chazaka alone. Okay? Second way of looking at the Gemara, that the Gemara is telling us that there is a form of some kind of combination that's here. We're not saying that she's ne'amanis because of a migo, but we're saying she's ne'amanis because the combination of the migo and the chazaka might be able to win. Okay, might be able to win. One of the reasons why we might want to look in that direction, okay, is because we might want to test the waters of if we are going to say that she's ne'amanis because of a migo alone, okay, then it would sure sound like the Gemara would be establishing that there's a rule that says a migo lahotzi, when you're using a concept of a migo to win money away from somebody else, migo lahotzi. So it sounds like our Mishnah is telling, our Gemara rather would be telling us that it's okay to use a migo to be motzi mamon. The koach, the raya of a migo is so strong that even if it means being motzi mamon, that will be okay. Or according to the Inami, the strength of a chazaka, of the chezkas haguf, is so great, it's so qualitatively significant that, you can use a chezkas haguf to be motzi mamon as well. So not really quite clear, once again. Is this Gemara telling us that the sole reason why she gets all the money here is because of the migo, in which case maybe the Gemara is establishing a rule that says migo lahotzi, we are amrinon, we are allowed to do. Maybe the Gemara is saying, no, it's not a migo that's winning the ksuba, but rather there's some kind of a combination between the migo / chazaka and the dynamic of the bari v'shema that the Gemara presented before. Now, if we are assuming that what wins the ksuba over here is the tziruf between the migo plus the taina's bari, okay, then the next question that you're going to have to ask is twofold. First part of the question is we want to try to understand what we're going to call the nature of what that tziruf actually is. What are we really saying? Are we telling me that the bari is what wins? For example, like a migo lahotzi really is all amrinan, right? But and when you have a bari though against the shema, we know Rav Nachman really holds that the bari is not going to win. The chezkas mamon wins. So we might be saying over here though is this is an example where the taina's bari can overcome the chezkas mamon, because on the side of the taina's bari you also happen to have a migo. Either migo can't really help over here, right? But the taina's bari is able to win out to be motzi mama. Now, the Tainas Bari has some kind of a technical reason why it can't normally win, because it's not totally strong enough against the chezkas mama. But the tzira for the migo, we could allow that to go through. Okay. The other way of looking at things would be to say that no, right? That's not what's happening over here. Maybe it really is the migo or the chazaka that's able to win. I would normally say that a migo lahuti is lo amrinan, right? So maybe here comes the role of the Tainas Bari, that the Bari is enabling us to be able to say that in this kind of a case, whatever the deficiency of a migo is, why we're not allowed to use a migo to be motzi mamon, somehow or another that's overcome by the fact that there's a Tainas Bari bolstering the migo that exists. Okay, that's the first string of issues that are here in the Gemara. Right? Is the Gemara rejecting the concept of Bari V'Shema as a pshat in our Mishnah entirely, or are we still using Bari V'Shema and suggesting some kind of a combination? Okay, a tziruf between two factors, and if there is a tziruf, we also have to test which part of that tziruf is the ik, or what's actually winning. Is it the Bari that's winning, or is it the migo that's winning? Another point in the Gemara that we need to take a look at over here is to try to investigate the relationship between the two inamis that are here in the Gemara. The first pshat in the Gemara says migo is what the pshat in the Mishnah is. The next pshat in the Gemara says chazaka. Now remember, right? We discussed the whole list of things what the phrase migo means in our Gemara, right? Only migo combination, which is the main part. We can have the same list of questions according to the inami of the Gemara that says the chezkas aguf wins. So are we saying that only chezkas aguf wins? Are we saying that it's a combination, which is the ikar part of the combination? But here, what we really want to be asking now is the Gemara giving me two equally viable options how to learn pshat in the Mishnah, or perhaps is there some form of a machlokas going on here between the two inamis? Maybe there's something about the migo line. Okay, no matter what it means. Again, we have at least three possibilities how to understand what that line means. But maybe something about that, the inami says, no, none of those things could possibly work, and none of those things could possibly enable her to get her ksuba, and therefore we have to come on to the chazaka part. Right? Because maybe it is better than the whole migo mess that we're speaking about according to the first teretz that's there. Or alternatively, right, the pshat in the Gemara, the first pshat in the Gemara, that says that migo, they might have looked at the chazaka option and said, no, that can't possibly work. No matter how you're going to learn the pshat in the chezkas aguf, right? Chezkas aguf alone, chezkas plus a bari plus a chezkas aguf. But the first pshat might say none of that stuff could possibly win to be motzi mamon from the Baal. And if there is a machlokas between the two inamis that are there in the Gemara, the follow-up question, of course, would be: so on my side we ask him, like, what do we hold, right? Which part is actually going to win, the chazaka teret or the migo teret? And of course, that's going to have far-reaching implications in terms of how we apply the relevant principles that are there. So that's the first thing that jumps out of our mind when we're looking at the Gemara over here, as we start up within the Rishonim. Let's begin with some of the Mefarshim that we've seen. So we're going to start off over here with the Shita Mekubetzes on our Gemara. Okay, and again we're going to try to walk through some of the important ABCs. Again, a quick show of hands in terms of guys that at least have videos, or maybe we could all just put a video on. A lot of us put a video, just do like the reaction thing. How many of us got through like the end of the Mamakomos today? Which I'm hoping a lot of us are going to say. And my hopes are very not Mukhriyim here. Okay, how many of us got through number 7? 6.
I don't know. We got through the Rajba. I don't know what that was.
Somewhere in that ballpark. Okay. Fine. Okay. We're still going to try to finish up everything today, but whatever. So hopefully you have some Chazara time. Says the Shita Mekubetzes over here as follows. He quotes the Shita Yeshana, And the Shita Yeshana asks the kasha. Right after he just says over the basic pshat in the Gemara, the kashali amigo la fukim amona lo amrinan. Asks that she's in kubetzes the Shita Yeshana, but there's a rule. It says migo la hoti mamon. Right, mugi la fukim amona to take mamon away from somebody else. Lo amrin, we don't apply amigo to say such a thing. For the chazaka the gufa la fukim amona heichi mahanya chazaka the gufa to be motzima. How does that help? How iko chazaka the mamona kinegda. The adifa, the chazak chezkas mamon that's pitted against the chezkas aguf is stronger. I just don't get the pshat in the Gemara. And more than that, he says, where do we find a migo that's similar to what happens over here? If the girl actually did have a taina of mukas eitz ani, it's not even so clear that she'd be meant to say that other taina. Why? Because the Gemara, the Mishnah on the top of Daf Yud Gimel very clearly says that there's also machlokas in Gamliel and Rabbi Yoshua if mukas eitz ani is actually a legitimate taina to say what would happen if she said that she nemenet or not. So why does the Gemara say that's a migo? Oh, she could have said the best taina in one. The same machlokas, same exact issue. Mukas eitz ani is not better than the Misheres taina and nasty at all. So says the Shita Yeshana, a very, very important pshat. V'yeshlam the hachi kamera. Now, again, we read carefully when we dike in the words. But bari v'shema, when you have a scenario of bari v'shema, the misayeya lebari didei tam veraglayim. When you have supporting the bari taina, a tam veraglayim, you have a good reason and raglayim, and you have something firm and strong to bolster that taina, Be'ohu moder Reb Nachman the bari adif. Listen to those words. There, Reb Nachman agrees that altogether now bari is adif in that case. Given the idach shema, the other guy only has a shema. Well, the high misayeya tam v'raglayim, and the bari guy has the siyua. He has the support of a tam, of a good svara, the svara of amigo, and raglayim adavar, and a firm support for that idea based on amigo. And he gives the example. So he says, Kigon, migo ki hachash or ishazuim, haisa mukas eitz ani, haisa machsheres atma, yoser would be better for her to say mukas eitz, bidolotana, raglayim adavar shehi eina rotza litan el ha'emes. It sounds like she probably does want to tell the truth, or the chezkas aguf, where it makes more sense. So then, in that case, again, Marina, last word of the Shita Yeshana, in a case like this, Bari v'Shem, a mother of Nachman, that the Bari is going to be others. So the Shita Yeshana here is, as we say in Hebrew, Barur Malolo, is very, very clear on what he says, that the Ikub Pshat in the Gemara is that Bari v'Shema, the Bari is Adif. And this is an exception to the rule. Here the Bari is Adif, even according to Reb Nachman, because the Bari side has a migo supporting it. In other words, migo lahoti is lo amrina, right? But, right, we're not really trying to use a migo over here. Here we're just using the migo to strengthen and support the taina's bari, to get rid of the chezkas mama. But that already is okay. A taina's bari might not be strong enough to beat out a chezkas mamon, but right, the bari with the siyua, that already is going to be able to win. Now, that does not seem to be the pshat according to the Goz Mordechai that you had in Bav Mitzia. Okay. Now, I'm just like as we said, a little bit before. There's a lot of things that we're going to mention, quickly here today that you're going to be analyzing at length next year, Beis Hashem, in the beginning of the first parak in Bav Mitzia. So a lot of these figures of migo come up over there also. So hopefully you learn something today that you can apply then. The Mordechai there writes as follows. Makom sheyesh chazaka obari, b'makom shema, im hamigo, amrinan migo lahotzi. If I have a scenario of a bari v'shema, okay, along with that migo, I'm able to say amigo lahotzi. I can use amigo to be motzi mamon and make someone else pay. How do I know that? Because Isa b'ksubas guy misher tani ne'anasti. And that manners the migo afilu lahotzi mehai taima. Says the Mordechai, says the Goz Mordechai rather, in our Mishnah, right? The isha is menace with her migo, even though that means that she is being motzi mamon, because she also has the tainas bari v'shema, right? The dynamic of a bari and a shema makes it that the migo is going to be able to be motzi mamon. Okay, so it's very clear from the Hagos Mordechai that he agrees with the Shita Yashana that the Pshat in our Gemara is that we're using a tziruf, right? It's not just migo alone; it's migo with a bari. But which part of that combination is the dominant partner, is the main partner? So it says there goes Mordechai. The migo is the thing that's really winning. Now, don't bother me with the question of migo lahotzi. Here you can say migo lahotzi because this is a stronger version of a migo. It's based on a migo with a bari v'shema dynamic. And again, to emphasize, make sure that point is clear. It's not the migo with the bari that wins. It's a migo with a bari against a shema, right? So in that dynamic where I'm timing bari and you're timing shema, and I have a migo, there my side is going to win out over you. Over your Taina Shem. If we both have a Taina Bari and I have a Migo, right, so then even though it goes Mordechai, the Pashas agrees that we're still going to say Migo Lahotzi is Lo Aminan. But when you have a whole scenario going on, my Migo against your Wimpy Shema, and I have my Taina's Bari, that combination is able to win out over the Shema. Okay. Now, truth be told, one of the things I didn't put on my Marmakon is actually a very long Ramban, but there is a Ramban in Bava Basra, the Flamed Beis, Amar Aleph, where the Ramban discusses, is there such a klal at all called Migo Lahotzi Lo Amrina? Is that really true, that the svara of a Migo is not able to be used to be Motzi Mammon? Is that a true principle? Or not. Actually, it's not a Gemara anywhere. It's something that's only discussed in the Rishonim. Okay? And the Ramban questions, is that true? He says it's clear a lot of Rishonim hold that Migo Lahotzi, is Lo Amrinan. Again, next year probably going to analyze a little bit more why that's true. Might come up today a little bit, but Lamaisa, many of the Rishonim hold that is the case. And the Ramban himself says he disagrees. The Ramban says that I feel my daya is that a Migo Lahotzi we are able to use a migo to be motzi mamon, and the Ramban says my biggest raya, is this Gemara right over here. Okay, says the Ramban, and the Biur Gra quotes this in Yavos Agwan Shulchan Aruch. Also says the Ramban that you see from our Gemara. The Gemara says that the reason why the isha is ne'emenes, to get her ksuba and to be motzi mamon from her husband is because Ika migo. She could have said Misha Rastani ne'enasti. She could have said Mukas 8 Ani. She says Misha Rastani ne'enasti. She has a migo. She's going to be believed. And it's clear, according to that Ramban, the Rabbatzah of Ramban, that the Ramban is understanding that our Gemara is saying that the exclusive factor that wins the ksuba for the Isha is the migo alone. It's not a migo plus a bari. It's not a bari plus a migo. It's a migo that wins the case. And from here, the Ramban derives that migo lahotzi is a yes amrinon. It allows to use a migo to motzi mamon from somebody else. So right now we have three pshatim that our Gemara had to learn the pshat in the Gemara and also what to do with this Gemara over here. Once again, according to the Shita Yashana, the Gemara is telling me just this is another example of a bari that's an exception to Rav Nachman's rule. This bari wins. Why does it win? It wins because it has a migo behind it in its corner. So it goes, Mordechai says this is a migo that's winning. This is actually not the regular sugya of bari v'shema anymore. This is not any temple of Nachman's modet anything. No, the Nachman holds it because Mari, the bari doesn't win. What you do have here, though, is a case where migo is going to win, and in order to jump the hurdle of the migo, the hosty problem, we enlist the Taina's bari to support the migo. The third pshat in our Gemara right now is the pshat of the Ramban, that all that's winning is the migo and the migo alone, okay? And other, but this Gemara is the proof par excellence that a migo lahotzi is kain amrinan. We're able to use the migo lahotzi. Okay, that's the beginning of the beginning part of the sugya over here. Now, there's a fascinating shach, okay, that you have. The shach has a section we did the Klali Sveka earlier in the year, in Simon Kuf Yud the other day, and Simon Pei Beis, the Shach in Choshen Mishpat has a section called Klali Migo. Okay? All the klalim of how a migo is going to work, and there are numerous klalim that are going to appear both in Gemaras in Bava Metzia, also many of the sugyos in Perek Kesabadim and Bava Basra, a lot of different sugyos about a migo. So the Shach and the Klali Migo has a very, very interesting discussion over here. And the Shach just brings, first somewhat non-committal, where he says, Matzino Migo lahotzi v'bari v'shema gabi meisher standing me'enasti, the gobe ksubasa in ksuba zafir base. We find that Migo lahotzi with the bari v'shema wins. Okay? Pashup Pshat in the Shach, of course, in that line, is that the Shach is explaining, like the Goz Mordechai, which he quotes, okay, as you notice, that what's really winning in our Gemara is the Migo. Believe the person when they say Meshir standing nasty, because they could have said Mukas 8, right? And the reason why you're able to Motzi Mammon is because of the Bari V'Shema dynamic that's taking place over here. Then the Shafar goes on and says, I'm not really sure if that's actually true. Says the Shach, maybe there's a whole different understanding. Now, there's going to be a fourth Pshat in our Gemara, different than any of the three that we've learned so far. And the Shach says, I'm not sure this qualifies as a Migo Lahoti. Again, I'm not sure how many people actually did the Shach. I'm going to summarize now, outside. Says the Shach, I'm reading now, but it's about 6 or 7 lines down after the Ad Kamashono. He says, Yesha Daktik. Amaylo Tirtzu, why don't the Rishonim say, the Hasam Kaven the Shtar Ksuba, Biyada Amrina and Migo Lahoti? Why don't we say a different Svara in our Gemara? Maybe the Svara should be that Lamaisa, the girl has a Shtar Ksuba in hand. As he points out later on as he's reading on, Shtar Ksuba doesn't mean she actually has a physical Shtar. It means that there's a Tanai Bezdin that she's owed a Ksuba. And for the moment there's a field in the Ksuba, right? So says the Shach, I would have thought that what probably the Pshat is that she is viewed as the mufta, that's money that's owed to her. And the husband is coming with a taina of Pesach Pasuach, right? But that taina basically is coming and saying, right, the way the Shach is explaining in his question, that I want to change the status quo. I want to take the fee of the use that I owe you, right? I want to take away the mammon that's magiya lach, right, that's coming to you, that you deserve, right, because of my taina. But says the Shach, the moment that she has the shtar ksuba in her hand, or the chi of ksuba, she's not really viewed as being motzi mammon from the Bible inside. She's being machzik mammon. She's just retaining her rights to her thing. Shach brings a raya, again, I'm assuming he did the Gemara in Perek Kosi on that Pehei. The Shach brings a raya from a migo of Sitroi. Right, I don't know if you remember the case over there in the Gemara, but somebody owed somebody money, and the Lola pays the money back, right? And now the Malva has the money in his hand, and then the Lola asks a very, very simple, normal request, can you please return the shtar so I can rip it up and not allow you to have a shtar that you can collect money from me one more time. Right? Remember the Gemara so far? And then the Malva says, no, I got you. Not so fair. Titroi minhu. There's mistar on the other side. There was other money that you owed me also. But it's a milva al peh. And I have no proof and no way to get that money back from you. So now you pay me back for the milva b'shtar. Okay? And I'm not going to give you the shtar back. I'm going to hold on to this sheet of paper, and I'm actually going to use it against you. And I'm going to collect the money, from you over again with the shtar. Again, Mashmalos Megmar that the amounts were basically the same. Okay? Sitroin, there's other money, minat sad, and other money out there on the side that you owe me that I had no way to collect. And the Gemara says there, right, that you believe the guy with the shtar, right? Why? Because Migo, he could have said, lo hadam. There was no, there was no shtar, there's no something. Maybe I could have also tiny, the Gemara tiny is, I made a mistake when I presented. The Gemara says, the lo hadam, lo yidvar me olam was that you never paid me back. There were no witnesses that you pay me back for this shtar. I'm moda that you pay me back for this shtar. I'm just saying there's other money that I want to use to be motzi. So believe me when I say that you owe me more money, migo, that I could have claimed that you never pay me back this money over here. Says the shach, hey, it's a gemang subas, that's hey, right? That a migo lahotzi. We use the migo to be mostly mama from the lova. How could that be? Says the shach, you want to know why? That's exactly my point. If you have a shtar in your hand, it's not viewed that you're extracting money from him. It's viewed as you're just collecting the money that's really supposed to be yours. Your raya from the shtar is so strong that you're considered the muhsa. Why does anyone say that, the shach says? I'm really bothered. That sounds like such a good svara. It sounds like the Gemara, that the case of Citroi, the money on the side, and the Tehi, here in Ksuvit. Thumbs up, we did that Gemara? Remember that Gemara? Got up there? Good Gemara, okay? And so says the shach in the second half of the shach, a very interesting yesod. And he says as follows. Yep, you see from that Gemara that there's a counter that a shtar is not called a migo lahotzi. If I have the shtar in my hand and we're believing with a migo I'm getting money, I'm not being motzi mum. Yep, you see that. That's only when you have a scenario, the shach says, where the malveh lent money to the lover, and I have a shtar in hand to be able to prove, right, that to be able to prove that you owe me my money back, right? Because I gave you some of my money, it was my money, gave it to you, right? And the shtar is basically my insurance that I'm able to keep my own money. That's not called a migo lahotzi. Says the shach, but by the ksuba it's a little bit different. The reason why the Gemara thinks this is called a migo lahotzi, says the shach, is for a very interesting svara. The Baal has a chiyuv in the ksuba, right? But all the kesef ksuba that's there is not money that was ever, I'm going to call it, given to the Baal by the Isha. I owe you my own money. The shach explains that I've always had, has always been mine, is mine, right? But the Chazal plays the chiyuv that I'm chayev the ksuba money, the value of the ksuba, over to the Isha. Says the shach, but that's actually called a migo lahotzi, because the money originates, right, from the side of the husband. It's never been the Isha's yet. So the mere fact that she has a shtar, the shach explained, that says, oh, I could collect this money, I have a proof to collect this money. That doesn't mean it's not a migo lahotzi, because l'maisa the money has been up until now in the hands and possession of the husband. It's not like a regular case of a loan where we're actually dealing with what everyone knows is the Baal Shtar's actual mammon. And that's the question of who's am I being motzi mammon or not? And we say, hey, not really being motzi mammon. It's your money. You have the shtar to prove it. He doesn't ask again, my money, stay over in my possession the way it always was supposed to be. That's the pshat of the shach, who says that our case actually is a migo lahotzi, right? But the shach is learning like there goes Mordechai, a migo lahotzi we're allowed to use when it's supported by a tainas bari. Interesting enough, there's also not on your Makomos. But if you look in the Hagos of Kiva Eger, there in Shulchan Aruch, and the Klavim Migo and Siman Pei Beis and Choshen Mishpat, says Rabbi Kiva Eger, very interesting finish. Says Rabbi Kiva Eger, you know what? I actually think even by a ksuba, not like the shach's question, not like the answer. Says Rabbi Kiva Eger, to me, it makes sense to say that a ksuba is also called her using a migo to be machzik, her own money, and not to be motzi mammon from the husband. This is not a migo lahotzi, it's a migo to retain her right to the money that really is due to her. Now, says Rabbi Kiva Eger, okay, so then, but like Lamaisa, that's a pretty simple basic test. Like, why didn't the Rishonim over here say that? Right? That it's not a migo lahotzi at all. Right? Like, which is one of the shach, what the shach was bothered by. So he figured out, no, this is called a migo lahotzi. Says Rabbi Kiva Eger, the emet, it's really not a migo lahotzi. But why didn't the Rishonim say that? So explains Rabbi Kiva Eger in the Shulchan Aruch a very interesting, intriguing kind of pshat. He says when the Baal Tain is that Pesach Pesuach Matzasi, right? This is you must have messed up over here, and I don't want to give you the ksuba, What the Baal is basically taining is that there was never a chiyuv of the ksuba in the first place. Meaning, like the whole chiyuv that we're discussing never got off the ground because you tricked me, and according to my taina, you were not a basula when we got married. I don't actually owe you the ksuba in the slightest bit. So on that, the Rishonim say, right, that we're going to view this as a migo lahosi in this particular case because, right, the nature of the argument is coming along and questioning whether or not there is a chiyuv in the ksuba. So she can't win, Rabbi Kiva says, to generate a chiyuv ksuba based on her taina. That is being motzi mammon from the hands of the husband. But Rabbi Kiva argues, though, that you see, though, from this sugya, though, a very interesting point that he pulls out, which is that in other cases of a ksuba, where everyone agrees that the chiyuv ksuba actually existed, right, then to use a migo to be able to award the woman her kesef ksuba, that would not have been called a migo lahotzi. Okay? And according to the Shach, that is called a migo lahotzi, because a ksuba, by definition, is always a being motzi mammon from the hands of the husband, since the ksuba is a tanai bezin. And according to Rabbi Kager, no, the raya of the shtar ksuba is such that the etzem that creates a scenario where collecting the ksuba money is by definition not called a migo lahotzi. Okay? And the only reason why in our Gemara over here, why in our Mishnah, we're calling this a possible migo lahotzi according to the Rishon again, where they all get tirutim. But what they're bothered by is that there's actually a possibility that there is no chiyuv in a ksuba. So to use your migo to make a chiyuv, but the mechayiv they gotta pay, that already we might be a little bit suspicious about and be calling that a migo lahotzi. Okay. Section number 1. Section number 2. We know that the Rishonim ask here, again, I'm hoping maybe you got up to the Rashba part. Show us, did we get to 5, 6, 7? We did. Put up thumbs if we did that. Not so many thumbs. Wow. Okay. We're going to do it together then now. Okay, how about that? So let's take a little peek over here. Okay, so I guess you don't really know. I'm going to use the expression as you know, though we maybe perhaps don't know this yet. But there was the Shita Yashana raised this as a side question also. There's another issue that's here in this Gemara, where the Gemara says that the Isha wins a ksuba based on her migo. And the other issue is whether or not the migo is actually a legitimate migo or not. Again, what was the migo? Believe me when I say Mishaira is taina and nasty, right? Where by making that taina, it actually is bad for me because she's invalidating herself from being able to marry a Kohen afterwards. Right? And Nusa is not allowed to marry a Kohen. But she said Mishaira is taina and nasty. Well, why didn't she just say Mukas 8? Okay, she's probably telling the truth, right? The migo, she could have said Mukas 8. And the Shita Yushan already asked the question. The Rashba seconds the question. Now we're going to see as we read on, it's very, very basic. And that kind of Mukas 8 ani is not really necessarily totally a better taina than her taina of Mishaira's taina and Nasi. So let's start, for example, with the Mishnah. Like the Mishnah says, the Mishnah does Yud Gimel rather, right? The Marimakam number 5. Says the Mishnah, top Mishnah on Daf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph. He omeres Mukas 8 ani. The husband again, the background to all these Mishnayos, so the husband says, "Whoa, there's a Pesach Pasuach, and I don't want to be paying a ksuba, or I don't want to be paying the whole value of the ksuba." And she says, "Mukas 8 ani." You're right, but you got the facts wrong, and not every time that you're finding a Pesach Pasuach automatically means that there's any funny business here. There was no Zmilis, it was just that was a Mukas 8. Who Amir Loki? He says, no, it's not the way it is. Ela drusas ish at your drusas ish. And then the Mishnah records Machog. The Miller says she's Me'amenes, and Yeshua says not. Now, according to the way Rashi explained in the Mishnah, right, the way Rashi and our Gemara explained, the reason why she's Me'amenes is because when she says Mukas 8, right, she could have had a taina to have said Mukas 8 ani, she could have had a taina that says she could have a time that I became a Mukas 8 after the Erusin, in which case she would have deserved her full 200 zuz ksuba. And when she's claiming it, she does in the Mishnah that, no, you're right. This happened, before, but I was a Mukas 8, but she's downgrading the value of her ksuba to 100 zuz, not to the full 200. Okay, so she wins at 100, but the fact that she didn't give the better time that we granted her the 200, awarded her the 200, that's the migo that gives her credibility, at least for the basic 100 zuz ksuba. That's the Mishnah on Daf Gimel. The next Mishnah on Daf Gimel. Jump all the way down to the next Mishnah. Okay? Ruah medaberes im echad. Husband sees the wife medaberes im echad. And there's going to be a machlok negor what that means. Amrullah, they say to her, Mat Tivlo shel ish zeh. What's the story? Ish ploni v'kohenhu. She is that, okay, this guy is the guy that you saw me with was a Kohen, and this kid is a Meyuchas Kohen, the child that's coming about as a result of that Midaberes, okay, which we're going to get to in a second. The Gamil says we believe her, the kid's a Kohen. Rabbi Yeshua says once again, no, we don't believe. The Gemara records the Machlokas. If you look in the beginning of the Gemara Daf Gimel, right after that Mishnah, my Midaberes, what does that mean? You saw her Midaberes speaking with somebody. So the Gemara is Machlokas. Ziri Omer Nistera. What it means is they actually went into Yichud, and then there was actually something wrong that took place over there. So we're assuming that the baby that's inside of her actually was a result of that stira, of that Yichud, right? But she's claiming that it's a Kohen Meyuchas. So that's the Omer Nivala. Not just that there was a stira, but we actually saw that she was Nizelis. We know for sure that there was a real bia that was there. Okay, and the Gemara goes on and talks about that machlokas. Take a look at the Taptosis on the page and you give them an Aleph. This is now Marimakom number 6. Says the Tosfos, Rasi Omer Nivala. And again, let's put things in context now. Two Adim saw a Penuya having bia with a certain guy. Okay? And then we say, okay, so what was the story with that? She says, Kohen. Okay? Rabbi Gamliel in the Mishnah says she's menace, everything's fine. If Yeshua says, no, we assume she's a zona right now, and we got problems over there. Yichus issues that are the sugya that we're not going to get up to right now. Says Rashi in the Mishnah, Tosa rather in the Mishnah. Ravasi Omer Nivola. We saw that she actually had bia with this guy. About Nistera, but according to Ravasi, if all there was a stira, all there was yichud, Modi Rabbi Yeshua dene emenes loma the kasher nivalti. Rabbi Yeshua himself would agree, actually is ne'emenes, now to say that it was a kasher person that she had to deal with. Migo the Ibayamra lo nivalti, because she could have had a much better time. She could have said, whoa, guys, all you saw was a stira. You saw yichud. You don't know what happened behind those closed doors, right? And Mehisha takes you, why do you assume that I had to deal with anybody? Well, why should there be any questions of anything? I didn't do anything wrong back there. But she didn't say that. She went along with the assumption that she was Nivelis. That's a belief. And when she says it was a Kohen and she's still totally in the Yuchas and Kasher, no problems, Migo, she could have denied the entire story. Told us that was a Kasher. Vim Tomer. Of Yeshua Leslie Migo, Gabi Mesheras Tanina and Asti. Now, I don't know, why is Rabbi Gamliel ever admitting over here, okay, that there's any degree of ne'emanos that this girl has? He's the one who holds in our Mishnah that there's no such thing as her being believed through amigo. Remember that, right? Rabbi Yeshua is the one who says that even though she has amigo, she said Misheras Tani and Nasti, she could have said Mukas 8. According to Rabbi Yeshua, what was the din? She's not ne'emanos, right? She loses the money. So it tells us there. So why in this Mishnah is Rabbi Yeshua holding she's ne'emanos with a migo? This is the key line that we want in this Tosas here. The migo that she could have said Mukas 8, you know why it's not really used according to Rabbi Yeshua, and why that's not enough to give her the entire ksuba? Because it's not a migo gomer. It's not a real migo. Because if she did say that, and Rabbi Yeshua, she's still not really believed because it's not Masnis, and Rabbi Yeshua says she's not believed anyway. Lo kori le migo elafishi taina meula biyoser. We're only calling that a migo because it is a better taina. Better taina, again, what Tosa says over here, should not believe, right? And we don't like really go with that idea of mukas eitz, but lamaisa, like it does make more sense to have said that to protect your own like integrity and reputation than to have said that misheres tanina and nasty. Okay, so we probably, hopefully, if we're listening carefully, don't understand what the Tosa just said. That's good actually right now. But let's say the words again. And then, hopefully we'll cap what's wrong, and then I guess we're not going to finish everything today because we have a long explanation still to come. But let's at least get this far. Tosfos says something that's a little bit strange, right? We keep on speaking on migo. Believe when she says mishiras tanina and nasty migo, she could have said mukas eitz ani. So it tells that's not a real migo gomor, okay? It doesn't really work, but what it does is I think that's like a better thing to have said. It makes a lot more sense. Why would you want to say that you were like an anusa after you got married if you could have just said mukas eitz? Like it's a much cleaner, less offensive, less reputation damaging, light traumatic, whatever you want to call it, psychologically damaging experience than being raped by somebody. Of course you'd rather sign a mukas eitz. So says Tosfos, although it's not enough to be used as an actual migo, and we don't believe her with a migo like that, but because it's a better taina, we, according to some opinions, we're going to be able to use that. Now, again, not clear what Tosfos means, because you're telling me of Yeshua, she's not menace, but we're calling it a migo because it's a better taina to use. Okay, we are running late. There's a bit more to talk about. So tomorrow we're going to pick up with a rash. We're going to say something similar-ish to Tosfos, and then give a very, very important explanation in the name of Rabbi Chanan that cuts to the heart of what a migo is all about. If you didn't do Rabbi Chanan yet, you're going to have a very good time with it tomorrow. It's a very, very geschmack Rabbi Chanan. But when we're done with that, we're going to be moving on in Session tomorrow to the sugyas of the Chazaka also that come up in these next Gemaras over here. Okay, so with no further ado, we are going to call things for now.